Hello guys, it's SHOX. I hope you are doing well. The major is about to start with like the top 16 best team in the world at the moment. So what can you expect from them? First, I would say, in my opinion, like the best team we want to see performing the best, we're gonna talk about G2, Navy, Vitality, Spirit, Mouse, FaZe, you know, like big names like that, right? I would also put Mongols in it, and you're gonna see why. First, what we can say about G2 is actually Monesi didn't have a good RMR. It was probably one of the worst events I think he had during his world career. That was actually insane. He was only one, as you can see, while the rest is absolutely full green. So Monesi is in a slump at the RMR. That was the thing. But now he had time to rest, so that's a good thing, and we expect him to show us like his biggest power, right? Because when he's on fire, it's just so beautiful to see. And for sure, G2 is gonna need Monesi because they passed the RMR without him. So it's actually like really insane because it means like even without maybe the best player in your team, you are managing to qualify for the major. That's a good thing. But now the red thing is like if you want to go further, if you want to reach the playoff, now we're in the top 16. So we need Monesi. You need Monesi. You need him to step. Also, we all know that Nico is going to Falcons at the end of that major. So it's a last dance for G2. It can maybe help them actually not playing under pressure. And they can be really dangerous because of that. Talking about Natius Vincere, I mean, it's definitely the best team of the year without any doubt. But they said in an interview that they had some intern problems. And also like we're coming into the end of the season. And because they actually won a lot all that year, they actually played a lot, traveled a lot. And they said that they were really like exhausted about that. So while being exhausted and having some internal problems, we don't really know what because they didn't say anything. They're coming to this major by losing against Mouse in the RMR, so we don't really know what to expect from them. We hope that they had the time to actually get some rest between the RMR and the major right now. It's the best team. I mean, if you have to put one favorite, it should be them because of all they did in 2024. But no, it's not the best Navi show the past few weeks. So are they gonna be able to step up? That's the real thing. Talking about Vitality, Extaz, the coach, actually did a really recent interview. It was like a few days ago, where he was saying that they had some in-game communication problem, okay? So they actually managed to point the fingers on it about what was the problem, and it was because of that they're actually like losing all the key runs in really tense moments. And because of that, he also said that definitely they are lacking of confidence. So yes, they have Zaiwu aiming probably for the first spot player of the year, but it's not gonna be enough. Like they're gonna need to show some character for sure, and actually to win these key runs because Vitality is a really strong team. They have very good individuals, and they have one of the best T side of all teams during that year. But in tense moments, in key runs, they are losing it. They are aware about that, so it's gonna be really important for them to actually like start winning them if they want to reach the playoff. If not, even if you have Zaiwu, it might not be enough. Talking about Spirit, it's probably one of the most consistent team I will say nowadays. Even if they are not winning or lifting trophy, for sure, I mean, they have Donk, right? And when you have Donk, then anything can happen. I mean, it's a rifle. He got 132 ratings the past 3 months. That's actually insane. It's probably one of the, if not the best rifle we ever saw. Like what he did this year in his role is just like mind-blowing for sure. So they have Donk. He's in a good form, not like Monesi, for example. So you can expect something from Spirits. The thing is like when they are starting to face like big teams, they are losing these matches. But as I always say, a lose gives you experience, and you need to lose to actually win. That's part of a plan. That's part of the way. You can't just win like that. It's been some times now Spirit like actually faced this lose against the big teams. So they have time to actually talk about it and to improve on this part. And it might be maybe the moment for Team Spirit. It might be the moment for Dunk. It might be something good happening there. So if they start winning against the big teams like that, then they're gonna win in confidence. And if they make it to the playoff, then maybe they can make it through. So I would suggest to actually like look really close about Spirit. I think like if they want to actually go all the way through, they're gonna need to win probably 3-0 in the group stage. Why? Because they need this confidence. They need these wins to actually going into the playoff with like a real show, you know? If not, it might be close but not sugar. You know what I mean? Mouse. Mouse is really interesting actually to follow. They did a really strong RMR and they managed to beat Navi in a best of 3 to qualify for the major. So that's definitely one of the best teams like you want that is aiming for the playoff for sure. And maybe more. The real question with Mouse is the team is young, okay? And even if they did some playoffs this year and they managed to actually like win a lot of experience from events to events, it's still a young team. And now we're talking about a major. So having a pressure in a tier 1 event is a thing, but having the pressure in a major is totally different. Like it's way more huge. So I would say on the paper, it's probably one of the best team at the moment. But because of these young players, are they gonna be able to manage this high pressure of a major? That's the thing. If they can do it, then they can go really far. But we don't really know for now. It will depend about the first matches, I would say, and how they handle this pressure. Are they gonna crumble or actually not? And are they ready to go to the next stage? Gonna be really interesting to see. FaZe. I mean, FaZe. Probably one of the worst season like we ever seen from FaZe. It was really a hard one for them for sure. So we don't really know what to expect from them, definitely. Actually, I think we don't really expect a lot because of their bad form. We probably expect also some changes after the major because something is not working anymore. But there is one thing with FaZe that you don't want to forget is actually in big events like that, in major, there is like what we call the FaZe magic. They showed in the past that even when they are not in the best shape individually or as a team, it actually doesn't matter. Why? Because in this type of events, they are actually able to just be 10 times better than 2 weeks before. And this is the only team that we always see stepping up like that in these moments. Even if they were bad, they can be insane. So that's a big question mark for this major. FaZe magic or not? Heroic, I think, is an insane outsider at this major because actually they are doing really good and they are getting better and better each event, each matches. Nerds is actually popping off. That's really crazy. And they are starting really to find their way as a team. So they're really good. And their strength is actually that no one expects them to do whatever. It's not gonna be the team that you want to look at if you are G2, Navy, Vitality, Spirit, whatever. Yes, of course, you're gonna look at Heroic, but you're not gonna look it's the same way as you look Natus Vincere, for example. You know what I mean? And that's a really big point for them because they are really in good mood, getting like stepping up, and they are at the moment where people are not still looking a lot about them. So they actually can use it and manage to go really far thanks to it. Remember, winning a major is not always being like the best team of time, but it's just being good at the right time. And here, Heroic can be that team, actually. You know, they can be the sneaky team that actually make it through and you don't know how because they were good, but no one really saw that. So that's really interesting. Big thing is like, if they want to go far, it's gonna depend about Dexter level individually on the AWP. I mean, he had been pretty good, but not the best. And the thing is like, if you want to go far at a major, you need your AVP for sure. If Dexter shows up, then something can really happen. But they're gonna need him to go really far. We're gonna talk about the Mongols. The Mongols, I mean, they're actually playing on their home soil at the Asian Shin in Shanghai. For me, it's probably the most dangerous team of all the 16 ones because of that. The past and the history showed us that when you play with your crowd or when you have the crowd with you, like you can actually be 10 times better. And they are a really good team. They are really insane individuals. And if they have the whole crowd with them, then something can happen here. I want to believe in that magic. I know not a lot of people believe in it, but I want to believe in the Mongols magic, and actually something crazy is gonna happen in Shanghai with them. I mean, the storyline will be so insane, you know? So keep an eye really close on them. And then we have all these teams, I would say, that you don't expect them. I mean, I don't expect them to make the playoffs because I think there are teams that are better than them, but they can actually do some upsets and they can maybe make surprise. We have 3D Max, Liquid, Furia, Pain, Game Origin, Big, MIBR, and even Wildcard, you know, with what they showed in the last stage. These are all teams that I won't actually bet on them maybe to make the playoffs, but these are teams that can do it somehow, you know, winning one best of one, two best of one, because it's MR12, so it's kind of random. You are 2-0, you have 3 chances to qualify with 3 best of 3s. It can happen. I will say these are the teams that are really like the troublemaker. Gamer Legion, I will actually place a little bet that they can make it to the playoff. I think a lot of teams just are underestimating them and they're not gonna really like look at them so much while they're playing some good Counter-Strike and they really got some good individualities. They might be the surprise. I will actually pick them in my pick'em to go to the playoff. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe not, who knows, but it's a major. They're gonna be upset for sure. The question is like, where is it gonna be? When you look at that, you just feel like every teams can beat everyone and it's gonna be actually insane to follow that. Last thing, you also have to take in consideration that we're coming at to the end of the season, right? We're in this December, all the teams and all the players are really exhausted. Plus, actually, the event itself is really long, more than actually it's ever happened before. A lot of teams are already there for more than 2 weeks. So I will say that the environment is there to actually create a lot of surprise. People are tired, long event, end of season. I don't expect this major to show us like the best level of Counter-Strike, for example, because of that. But I think it actually can be very fun because you can have a lot of upset and a lot of surprises. Like this is the moment to actually create history. This is the moment where something can happen that you will never expect before, like Gambit in 2017, for example, you know? So it will be really interesting to actually see which teams actually are gonna be able to manage the best, because this is definitely a marathon for sure. Like the event is so long that it's not gonna be only about the level of the teams. It's also gonna be about how the teams and the players manage to actually always going into their game with full potential, full energy, you know? It's really hard when you are being in the same hotel, same country, same place every day for days and weeks to show up during like 30 minutes of one best of one. You know, you have to be fully focused and full ready. So yeah, it's gonna be also interesting to see which players individually are actually gonna step up in Shanghai. A lot of stuff to tune in. I will expect a really good show during that group stage and I can't wait it to begin. Let the major begin! Let's go, my man!